Hi, everybody. Welcome into today's show here on JTV. It is episode 99. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency.
You know who's the most famous 99 in all of sports, all time?
Wayne Gretzky.
The Wayne Gretzky. And right now, who's the most popular 99?
Aaron Judge.
Yeah, correct. Good job.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Well, if you didn't hear him already, that's Adam.
Oh, hi. How's it going,
I'm
guys?
David. Thank you again to the Circle, myinsuranccircle.com. Unfortunately, we are wrapped up in the area with soccer. I mentioned we would give you the results on how tennis did for Lumen in the state finals and soccer. Get it for you right here, how we kick off today's show. High school boys soccer regional semifinal took place Tuesday night at Williamston. Division III, Frankenmuth beat Columbia Central 3-1 to end the Golden Eagles season. 17-6-1 with a conference championship and a district championship. Congrats to Columbia Central on another fantastic season for them. Tough loss for the Golden Eagles against the regular Eagles of Frankenmuth. It was a double Eagle matchup on Tuesday night. And it was actually the Red Eagles, too, Frankenmuth. I didn't know they wore red jerseys, but that's besides the point. Great season for Columbia Central. Boys tennis state finals wrapped up on Tuesday. It was Monday and Tuesday this week at the Midland Tennis Center for Division IV. For Lumen Christi, they finished the season at 22-3-4 and ranked top 5 in the state. Both number 3 and number 4 doubles fell in the championship match at the state finals. Great season for Titans tennis, and we have more results and everything for that and soccer online at jtv.tv. So now for fall sports. We are down to next week is the last week of the regular season for volleyball. Monday, November 3rd, starts districts for them. This weekend is the final weekend for high school football before the playoffs. And next Saturday, November 1st, is the cross-country state finals right here at MIS in Brooklyn. So we are getting down to the end of the fall season. Coming up on the show today, the World Series is now set. The Blue Jays will try to somehow beat the Dodgers.
I think this is a fun, we'll talk about this next segment, but I think this is going to be a fun series. I think it's going to be really good. I'll tell you who I think is going to win, but I think this is going to be a fun series.
Also, for the first time ever, a college baseball coach is becoming an MLB manager with no professional experience.
Yeah.
We'll tell you who that is. The deal was just made today. So we'll get to that. Plus, our final week of game picks for the regular season.
Yep.
Final week where all 20 of our high school football teams will be in the picks.
And then just to I'm trying to remember correctly, we're going into week 2 of the playoffs for our picks, right? After week 2, our picks are over. So
yep.
We're coming down to the wire, man.
Yep. Oh, and we've got Jackson Rec Department youth football highlights.
Yeah. I mean, I go there every Saturday morning after doing the football, so I thought, hey, we should include it in this show.
There you go. We've been wanting to, but we've had some
long shows.
We have,
but then also, this
sorry
is a good,
to the bosses. It's been over an hour,
but this is also a good lead-in because we're going to be doing the Rec Bowl live. So this is kind of a good lead-in. This is our last highlights leading up to that. So I thought might as well maybe get you guys familiar with the teams that we have here.
Yep. Do you know off the top of your head the 2 teams that are playing in the?
No. So the semifinals are going to be this Saturday, but because which will also be talked about in the show. Well, obviously everybody knows we're doing the Cascades Championship on Saturday, so I won't be able to do the highlights, so we don't know. But before we show the video, I'll tell you what team I think is going to win it all. So stay tuned for that.
Youth football projections.
I'm telling you, man.
From Adam Bragginser.
This isn't snooze to you, but I'll be as good as I can be, I guess.
So we have all that coming up on the show, plus JTV's 25-year anniversary. We'll talk about that at the end of the show. So we will get started when we come back. Welcome back here on JTV. We're brought to you by the Insurance Circle Agency. The World Series is now set. Game 7 from Sunday, Blue Jays Mariners. George Springer with a huge bomb in the 7th inning.
Unbelievable. What a game.
What a game. Blue Jays at the Dodgers, Game 1 of the World Series, Friday night on Fox, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Your thoughts?
Well, yeah, so first I'll say this. So, of course, my buddy Eric is a loyal watcher of the show, and he made he made sure to tell us that we had the game wrong. It was actually that night that we did the podcast was Game 7. Oops. That was on me because I figured there was an extra day in between the games, so I told you. I was like, oh, yeah. But so he made sure to message me and say, hey, Game 7's tonight. I hope you, I think it was the next day. He's like, I hope you watched it because you were talking about it being the next day. I figured that out. I did end up watching it, but I meant to tell you that. But
sorry, Eric.
Yeah. You know,
I didn't watch.
And he does say that because he's subscribed. Whenever we get a new thing uploaded, he immediately gets a notification saying that we've uploaded a new show. So he does.
You should do the same thing.
Yeah.
You should do the same thing.
But he does request that we talk more about sheets and about food. That's what he tunes in for. So we don't have anything.
We haven't
here.
had time. Well, there's nothing on this side of the paper. We haven't had time to talk about it.
We'll have to. We're still planning the sheets trip, so we're still going to figure that out. But maybe more food talk to come. But fast forwarding, World Series.
That's the important part.
Yeah. I just had to throw that out there. World Series, though, I think this is an interesting matchup. I really do. I think the Blue Jays do have a shot at winning this, and it'd be great for all of Canada if Toronto can win their first championship since the 90s when they went back-to-back, Joe Carter.
But
I just think the rotation alone for the Dodgers is nearly unstoppable, let alone all their bats that they have in their lineup. They are, even though they didn't have the best record at the end of the regular season, they are the best team in baseball, and they've been the best team for the past few years. So I don't see it not happening. I see the Dodgers repeating as world champs. This team is better than the team they had last year, which is crazy because that team was so dominant last year, but I truly believe this is a better team. I think this could go, I don't know what you're thinking, but I think this could go 6. Possibly 5. I would love for this to go 7, a full 7, but I think 5 or 6. I think Toronto has a shot to win 1, maybe at the max 2. But we'll see what happens. Toronto does, if they can knock these starters out of the game early, or at least drive up the pitch count, which is what we saw Seattle do against Skubal in that big Game 5. If they're able to do something like that, you could see the Dodgers get into a little bit of trouble having to lean on their bullpen more than their starters. But their starters have been so fantastic, so I do think the Dodgers win it all.
Yeah, exactly. Took the words. I mean, I think the Blue Jays get 1 game because I don't think a World Series is a sweep.
Yeah, so you think it's 5.
Happen.
Yeah, and
I think for sure Dodgers 5.
And I think Toronto, the one way that I said they do have a chance to win is to beat up on the starters or at least bring those pitch counts up.
But nobody's been able to do that, though.
Yeah, but like if there's a team to do it, it would be the Blue Jays. They have a lot of good contact guys. Obviously, they have guys like Vladdy in their lineup that are a threat every time they come up to the plate. And we saw the Phillies series at least getting a little bit interesting. I wish that the Phillies series was the NLCS because I do think that the Phillies would have made it through the first round if they didn't have to face the Dodgers. And I would love for that to have gone a potential 7 games. But, yeah, man, I mean, these Dodgers are just so good. But that would be the one opportunity that if they can do that, and Toronto can, they could potentially sneak by and win a few games. And what I've always said, anything can happen in a Game 7. They can force a Game 7. Toronto could win that game if it all just comes down to 1 game. But, you know, they had a long series before this, and the Dodgers did not. So, you know, could you say fatigue is a factor at all? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't rule them out yet. That's more what I kind of wanted to say with this is that even though on paper it looks like the Dodgers are going to win, and obviously I'm going to take the Dodgers, I feel like if they do that one thing, Toronto could sneakily win this series.
All right, before we go to break in other baseball news here.
Yeah.
Tennessee Volunteers baseball coach Tony Vitello is now going to become the manager of the San Francisco Giants.
Yikes.
This was a deal that was struck earlier today, Wednesday morning. Tennessee Volunteers baseball coach Tony Vitello is finalizing the deal to become the next manager of the Giants, sources tell ESPN. This is the first time ever a big league team has picked a manager directly from a college program without any professional experience.
So, funny story with this, real quick.
Okay.
Eric, who we mentioned just a few seconds ago, diehard Giants fan.
I'm so sorry.
But I mean, he got some pretty good years in the 2000s. He got 3 championships.
Now I'm so sorry.
But he got really excited because obviously they fired the manager, and Bruce Bochy got fired from Texas. So he was hoping maybe a reunion, and I told him, I said, don't get your expectations up too high. I said they're probably just going to take some random guy that's never coached before. I literally said that, and then boom.
Seriously?
Yes, and then boom. Here you go. You get a guy who literally, and that was more being funny. It wasn't actually serious. I figured they would take a young guy, but I didn't expect this at all. Hey, it could work out. It could work out, but it's
you literally don't know what's going to happen.
No experience in the pros. Pros are so different than college in many different ways. So, I mean, I wish them the best, but I will,
Good luck.
And Tennessee's a good baseball program. I will say that. I do love the Vols, but this is a really, really weird decision. I thought they would go with a veteran manager, especially after their last one, and especially with all their success under Bruce Bochy. I thought maybe a potential reunion could happen there,
Right.
but doesn't look like that was on the cards. But wish them good luck, especially because they're in the NL, so we won't see them much. So
No.
yeah,
Well, they won't even get their division.
No, when you're in the division with the Padres and obviously the Rockies aren't a big deal, but Padres, when the Diamondbacks are good, they're a tough team, and of course the Dodgers. So it's a very, very tough division for them.
Yeah, and that's why, even though they have such tough competition, people are always so quick to be like, that guy needs to go. That guy needs to be fired. That guy needs to be fired. But it's like we're watching other than the Yankees and Red Sox, and they've always been a dynasty.
Yeah.
What we're seeing with the Dodgers right now is the next best thing ever, I think. You're not going to beat the Dodgers.
Well, and it's when
you're not even going to make the playoffs because the National League is loaded.
Yeah, I mean, when you looked at the beginning of the year, I remember one of the big shockers to me was how well the Giants were playing at the start of the year.
Yeah.
Then they started to kind of cool off a little bit.
So I just don't want people to, set too high of a bar. Added on to the fact that he's never coached professional baseball before.
And you could see this Giants at least maybe the next couple years. Sorry to Giants fans, but I think this is going to be a rebuilding team over the next couple years.
Not as bad as the Rockies.
No, they're perpetually rebuilding. They had their 07 team, and they've been rebuilding ever since. And they had guys like Nolan Arenado and a lot of really good guys. I mean, he was perennial Gold Glove every year that they kind of just wasted away, gave him a huge contract, and then decided, no, we don't want this contract, and shipped him off to St. Louis. But the Giants, I think, will be rebuilding over the next few years, and talk about what we were saying with how good the Dodgers are, tied in also with the World Series discussion, is that, I was out with Brandon last night, and we were talking about the Dodgers, talking about the World Series and everything going on there.
Yeah.
And he's comparing them. He still thinks the Yankees were better, but he's comparing. I'm trying to get this comparison going between the current Dodgers and the late 90s Yankees in terms of dominance. And he's just saying, well, look at all the Hall of Famers on the Yankees team, which I agree. But when you look at
Jeter, I'm going to leave guys
Jeter,
out.
Posada, Rivera, Pettit, all these guys, Clemens, all those guys, obviously, those teams were nasty. But
A-Rod?
A-Rod wasn't on the 90s, but in the 2000s he was. So the only championship he won with them was the 08, the 08 title. It was either 08 or 09, one of the two, but he won that one with them. But, the thing about, look at all those Hall of Famers. I do believe that we have, at bare minimum, 6 Hall of Famers, future Hall of Famers on this Dodger team. I think that would be a very competitive series if we could be able to find a way to have the late 90s Yankees teams against this current crop of Dodger players. I mean, that's an all-time series. I mean, I think that
Now-
comparison is there. I would love to eventually have that discussion with you and with other people of just which team would win a 7-game series, because those are both dominant teams.
Now, I know you can't do it in MLB The Show, the game, but in 2K, you can do current teams against all-time teams.
I wish they would do that in the show.
That's the only game out of the leagues where you're not able to do that.
Madden.
Oh, man. Well, they should do it in Madden.
They should, dude. And that's my big thing. I think some of the reason is when you look at like an NBA team, you can pretty much get licensed for 13 guys, and then you have the whole team. But when you talk about football and you talk about baseball, with the amount of players you would need to have licenses for, I mean, I know they have some with like their ultimate team modes and with baseball with Diamond Dynasty, but I would love that. Old games used to have that to where you just had to fill in the names, like the old MLB 2K games. You would just fill in the names, and they had like the 1927 Yankees and like stuff like that, all going through the years.
1927.
Yeah, I mean, that's when you had Gehrig and Ruth and all those guys. Yeah, it was Murderers Row.
Mickey Mantle.
That was in the 50s. So you had those 50s. You had those late 50s and then early 60s teams that had Mantle and Maris and all those guys. And then, before that, DiMaggio and all that. But that's something I think they should add. But what game you can do that in is out of the park baseball. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
No,
but
I
it's
haven't
like
actually.
It's like a sim game, so you like run the team. There's you're not actually like playing,
Oh,
but you're
okay.
able to sim and you're able to.
But that's what I was
going
to say anyway, was that on the show, if they had it on there, just simulate it. And that's what I've done with 2K, NBA 2K before, is like the 73 win Warriors against 72 in the 90s.
That's cool. Yeah,
6-7
that's
Bulls,
really cool.
whatever.
Yeah, I have out of the park baseball. I will run a simulation for that series, and maybe not for the 100th episode because we're loaded with stuff on the 100th episode, but maybe for the 101 episode, I'll come back and tell you what my results were for that, just to kind of see, maybe to compare some stats and see what team is better, at least according to Out of Park Baseball.
Investigative journalism from Mr. Bregenzer.
Doing my best. When it comes to video games, I can help you with that.
We appreciate you. All right. Before we go to break, we do want to show you, we were just talking about rec football.
Yeah.
The Jackson Recreation Department, the Youth Football Championship, next Wednesday, the 29th. We'll have that live on JTV at 6 o'clock. Me and Max Fritz back with you again this year doing the Rec Bowl. That's always my favorite.
Yeah.
Quickest game of the year, too.
That's true. Running clock the whole time. I do want to say that based on what I've seen so far, I want to give my predictions here.
Youth football predictions.
Hey, I got you. I think the team that will win it all will be the Eagles. They have a running back on their team that was ridiculous from the stuff I've seen. You'll see a little bit in these clips. Like, he's a lot bigger than everybody else, and he's extremely quick, really good at cuts. Like, I think he's going to be. He's a promising, I think, prospect for high school football eventually. I think he looked really good. So I think they could win it all.
Early prediction there.
Yeah, there you go. Really early prediction. But I think they could win it all for rec football. We'll find out at the end of next week who the two teams are that are going to be in the finals. But my early prediction is the Eagles.
All right. Well, now, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Here's some rec football highlights thanks to Adam and highlights from JTV Sports. Welcome back here on JTV. Thank you to the Insurance Circle Agency. And thank you to Prate's Place in downtown Grass Lake. Thank you to Prate's. And they are bringing back, I just saw on Facebook today, they are coming out with their take on the French onion soup at Prate's Place.
That sounds good.
Classic. Especially with it being a little bit colder now and it's raining outside. Perfect, I feel like, football comfort food.
I mean, what I got there when we went was awesome. Their salads are really good. What was it that you got again? You got something that was really good.
It was the mac and cheese with the boneless wings on top.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It looked amazing. Oh, my goodness.
So thank you to them. And if you want to have a private gathering there, they can do that as well.
Yeah.
All right, thank you to them. Let's get into our game picks. We are already in week 9 of high school football.
That's right. We're getting down towards the end.
This is the very last week. We will have all 20 of our high school teams in the picks. So let's get right into it. We will start with the other games before we get to the Cascades crossover matchups and then the big one Saturday. Let's start with the Vikings of Jackson High. Their season finale. They are going to Hazlitt. Hazlitt just put on a 42-0 shutout last week against Western. I hate picking against the Vikings again, but I am going to take Hazlitt here in our final week for the Vikings.
Yeah, I would love for the Vikings to be able to have a great win at the end, but I think Hazlitt might just be a little bit too much, especially after that performance with Western. So I will take Hazlitt here, but I hope Jackson builds on next season, continues to get better, but I just don't see them getting past Hazlitt here, especially being on the road as well.
In 8-man action, Bellevue, not Belleville, Bryce Underwood, not Belleville, Bellevue, coming to Concord to take on the Yellow Jackets. I am not picking against Concord for the 4th or 5th week in a row. I am taking Coach Clark and the Jackets.
I was hoping I'd get you there to picking against them again, but no, I'm going to take Concord here again. I've been picking them recently. I've been doing pretty well, so I'll stick with them.
By the way, it's just like Northwest. It's not for sure they'll get in if they win, but it's going to be a close call like Northwest. So Concord has to win this game. So for those reasons, I'm out. No, I'm taking Concord. Western going to Battle Creek to take on Penfield. We did the game live on JTV last year in Week 9. Penfield here at Western. Western beat them by a whole lot to nothing. But Western's a very different team.
Yeah.
But Penfield has still struggled. I am going to take Coach Bentley and the Western Panthers to end their season with a win.
I thought I was going to get you there because I was going to pick Western the whole time. But yeah, I'm taking Western. I think this will be a good way to end the year, get a solid win to kind of close everything out. You know, we've talked about how they were kind of in similar spot to Jackson. I still kind of feel like that. So I just hope this win will kind of help accelerate this program and they continue to get better. Do they have a lot of seniors on their roster this year?
For Western?
Yeah.
Well, they're certainly losing some big pieces.
Yeah.
Jaden Willis.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to leave names out. I apologize to everybody.
But they are losing some seniors.
They are losing some players.
But
but their quarterback, Lincoln Levi will be back next year. They'll have one of their running backs next year as well, and some of the linemen. So they'll still have some foundation to build on from this year. But they are losing some big pieces.
Yeah, and that's what I hope. I hope that next year they can kind of get back to what, at least since I've been in Jackson, what I've seen out of Western. I hope they can get back there. But I do think they're going to end the season on a high note here and pick up the win.
The season finale for Hillsdale coming off a 78-point loss to Hudson last week. They are hosting Blissfield. I'll take the Royals of Blissfield, and I only have to do that too because my stepdad used to coach volleyball, Blissfield High School. Go Royals. Give me Blissfield.
I got to take Blissfield here. You lose by 70 or, you get 80-something points, 83 points or whatever was scored on you. It's not a good look. So, unfortunately, I got to take Blissfield here. But I would love for Hillsdale to pick up their first win of the year in the final game, but I just don't quite see it happening here.
And it could be the final game for Coach Newsom and the Northwest Mounties. It might not. Now, Harper Creek, we said it on the Monday show, they're 7-1. They're the heavy favorite coming in. But Northwest, even though they've lost some games, they've still put up some points, and the offense has still produced. Now, on the other side of the ball, will the defense be able to stop Harper Creek? I don't think so. I want Northwest to win this game so they can have a shot to sneak into the playoffs. But Harper Creek 7-1. They've been playing really
they've been
well.
great. Yeah.
So I have to take Harper Creek.
Yeah,
here.
I'm taking Harper Creek. I think they've just been really, really good all year. I would love for Northwest, like you said, to get in. But, with them being able to play their starters and everything, I just don't see them getting past Harper Creek here.
Let's go to the Big 8 Southwest 10 crossover. I explained this a few weeks ago when Nick was doing the picks with us. That the Big 8 and Cascades used to do the crossover every year, but now the Cascades does it themselves because it's the East and the West. So the Big 8 is now doing a crossover with the Southwest 10 conference that's got Cassopolis, Bronson, Decatur, Centerville, White Pigeon, all those area schools. Now, normally you would think the first place team in the Southwest 10, which is Decatur, would play Springport. They're not doing that because they didn't want the two teams to rematch because those two teams might also play in the playoffs. They don't want the same team to play each other 3 times
right
in the same year, which makes sense.
Yeah.
So Bronson is going to come to Springport. Now, Bronson is normally in the Big 8 in every other sport, except for football this year only because of uneven number of teams in the conferences. So these are familiar opponents. Springport at home against Bronson. Give me Coach Pack and the Spartans to complete the year to 9-0.
I think this will also complete me picking Springport every single game this year, which I've been doing pretty good with that, so I'm taking Springport here.
In the other Big 8 Southwest crossover game, Coach Killinger and the Panthers of Stockbridge hosting White Pigeon. Springport could play White Pigeon in the first round, depending on how the points shake out and how they select. By the way, this Sunday is the selection show. You can watch that on NFHS Network. I forget what time it is. I think it's either 4 or 6 p.m. this Sunday. So after the final high school games Friday or Saturday and the game we're doing Saturday, that's when they start mapping everything out and seeding teams. So this Sunday night on our website, jtv.tv, we'll have all the playoff matchups. Stockbridge, I'm taking them. They can sneak into the playoffs potentially with this win. And I got to take Stockbridge because in honor of JTV's 25th anniversary this week, too, we'll talk about that. I got to give a shout out to former commentator Gabe Schrei.
Hey.
He's been the voice of the Stockbridge Panthers for a few games this year. So shout out to Gabe. We miss you. I miss doing games with you. Me, him, and Kibby together.
Yep.
It was amazing.
Yep.
So give me the Panthers.
With that, I can't pick against Stockbridge. If Gabe Schrei's doing games with Stockbridge, I mean, that's pretty sick. So, so I'll take Stockbridge here as well. I would love for them to get into the playoffs.
All right, let's get into the Cascades crossover, the 6th place matchup. Homer at East Jackson. East Jackson playing one of their 4 varsity games this year. I will take Homer.
I will also take Homer. I've said it multiple times. When you're only playing a few games, it's really hard to kind of get momentum. So I just don't see East Jackson being able to do it here. So I got to take the team that's played more games. So I got to take Homer.
In the 5th place game, Grass Lake hosting Addison. It's a divided household for me. Or divided family, I should say, because I went to Grass Lake. My brother goes to Grass Lake. My 2 cousins went to Grass Lake, but my mom went to Addison, and my mom watches the show, and it's at Grass Lake. I know Addison has struggled this year, and I've been wanting to pick them more weeks. I've said that, and same thing with Grass Lake.
Yeah.
I really don't know who to take in this game. You know what? I'm going to go with my alumni school.
Oh,
Give me the Warriors to end the year with a victory at home.
I can see Grass Lake winning. I could also see Addison winning. I think this is one of the closer games on our thing, on our picks. But you know what? Screw it. I'll pick Addison. We'll see what happens.
Wow.
But,
Wow.
I do think Grass Lake, who I think's going to win is Grass Lake, but I'll pick Addison just to make this interesting. We haven't differed on picks so far. So I'll take Addison just to make this a little bit more interesting. I'll go with your mom on this one.
All right. Vandercook in the fourth place matchup. Vandercook at Leslie. Leslie was 4-0. Now they're 4-4. They desperately need this win.
Yeah.
And if they don't win this game, they lose to a team in a division lower than them, and they're out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is do or die for them.
Yes, it is.
Didn't think I'd be saying that
No,
in week
not at all.
9. I'm taking Leslie here.
Yeah, same here. I have to take Leslie. You got to believe they're eventually going to bounce back. I've kind of been anticipating it. We knew last week wasn't going to be the week for it, but we thought eventually they're going to pick up a win. This time, I think they do. They got to end this regular season on a high note and hopefully get in to the playoffs from that point. So I'm taking Leslie.
The third place matchup, Jonesville. Just like Leslie, I said it on the Monday show, Jonesville needs a win to stay in and make the playoffs. Manchester's 20th out of 32. You know, if they lose, I think they'll be okay. Nothing's a guarantee, as I've said before, though, with the points. But Manchester looks like they're okay. They're going to be in the playoffs regardless. This could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
I mean, Jonesville, big win last week against Vandercook, but the week before that, losing to Columbia Central, and the Golden Eagles have been hot. We'll get to them next game. I've said the whole season, I love Jonesville and how they play, and Coach Keller and John Milks, their running back, has been great for them. But you know I like Full House T football.
Oh, yeah.
You know I like Coach Lindemann. Manchester's been getting better as the season's gone on. Give me the Dutch at home to get a Division 7 win as a D8 team.
I think this is another close one, but
I think this besides, sorry to cut you off, besides the Addison Grass Lake game, I think out of all the crossovers, this is the next most interesting game.
Yeah, I think it is too. That's why I'm taking Jonesville here.
All right.
I think Jonesville has a really good shot at winning this game. You know that they want to win. They need this win. So I think that they're going to win a very, very close game against Manchester in a quick game, I feel like. So
it's going to be a quick
yeah,
game.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So I'm going to take Jonesville here, but I think they just squeak out the win.
It'll be a quick game. You'll have time to get over to Culver's and Chelsea.
That's
on the way
right.
home.
That's right.
Second place game in the crossover, Columbia Central. They have now won, I think, 3 or 4 games in a row. They are at Napoleon. The rivals meet for the second year in a row for the second time in a season. And last year, they also met in week 1 and week 9.
Wow.
And same thing with this year.
That's cool.
I like Napoleon. Tough loss for them against Michigan Center. I didn't expect them to get beat up that bad.
Yeah.
I like Full House T football. But you know where I was going with this.
Yes, I did.
But I have to roll with their very loyal viewers, Columbia Central. Don't let the Eagles get hot. They've won 4 in a row.
They have.
They are going to win at Napoleon and take the jug back from them, the rivalry jug, and get into the playoffs.
Wow.
Give me the Eagles at Napoleon.
It's another game I'm going back and forth with just because it's like, you know, Napoleon had a tough loss, but I feel like Columbia Central is not the team you want to go against right now, especially with the offense that you run. Like Columbia Central's been playing extremely well. I am going to take Columbia Central, but I almost took Napoleon here. I came very close to taking Napoleon, but another game that I think could be close, but Columbia Central's just been on such a roll. I got to take them here.
We will get to the Cascades Championship in a minute. First, the other local team playing on Saturday, 1:30 p.m. at Ford Field, one of 3 games at Ford Field that day for the Catholic High School League Prep Bowl. By the way, the night capper at Ford Field is going to be must-see TV. Detroit Catholic Central against King.
Whew.
Oh, man.
That's going to be a game.
Man.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a crowd, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it will.
But Lumen kicks off the day against Division IV Center Line. Give me the Titans.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to pick against the Titans like you have a couple times this year. Yeah, I'm taking the Titans. I hope
I
that
can't
they can,
bet against them now.
I know, exactly. And I got to take them here. I think this will be a nice precursor. If they think they can get back to Ford Field, this is a nice little taste for them of what it's like to play at Ford Field. And I think that could get them maybe a little added motivation into the playoffs knowing they want to get back there. So I'm going to take the Titans of Lumen Christi here. And
the big one.
Yes.
Cascades Conference Championship. Saturday, we'll have it live at 2:45 on JTV. David Rice, Matt Kibbe, Max Fritz. You'll be there?
I'll be there.
Our
be
whole
up top.
crew will be there.
Yep.
Bring an umbrella, too.
Looking like rain? I thought we were going to miss.
I don't know. I haven't looked.
I think so. I mean, I'll double check, but I think I did hear rain in the forecast. I mean, we've missed rain for every game this season, but this might be the one.
Have we missed every week with rain?
Yeah, we have not had rain yet this year.
Wow.
Yeah. And I don't think we had rain last year. If we did, it was like real quick. It wasn't anything crazy. It rained at Western for, no joke, less than 10 seconds, and then it stopped. And then we didn't have rain after that. It was more like 5 seconds. So we've kind of gotten relatively lucky here, but I'll double check the weather while we're talking about this. But I think I know where you're going with your pick, and I think I know where I'm going, but go ahead.
Now, 53-14 was the score of the time they already met the season in week 2 at Hanover. Center won big, 53-14. But nobody's been able to stop Michigan Center. Hanover's gotten much better as the season has gone on. I mean, Hanover's only 2 losses were a team 2 divisions higher than them, and Roe Jefferson, who's 8-0.
Yeah.
And Michigan Center, who's 8-0.
Yeah.
So besides those 2 games, nobody's been able to stop Hanover either. But one of their 2 losses is the team they're playing again at Center's Field, too, on Saturday. Man.
Oh, you know where you're going.
I can't pick against the Cardinals.
Yeah.
They're going to go 9-0, and they're going to host a playoff game, first round, hopefully. Give me the Cardinals to win the Cascades Conference Championship for the first time since they held a share of it in 2018.
I think Hanover is definitely going to be improving. That was a great team, 2018. Didn't they win in 2019 as well, or am I thinking of a different team?
17 and 18 was Grass Lake, Manchester, and Center were the 3 teams.
What was
and
the year that they went on that huge run? Because I remember following them, and I started here in 2019.
The state semifinal.
Yeah.
That was 2022, but they did not win the conference.
Ah, that's what happened. Okay, because I remember them being crazy
those
good that
years,
year.
remember, it was Addison and Napoleon.
That's right. I totally forgot about that. Yeah. I can't pick against Michigan Center. They've just been so crazy dominant. Now, I do think Hanover plays better than they did the last matchup, and I think this is going to be an extremely fun game to watch. I think this is going to be crazy high scoring, but yeah, I'm gonna have to take Michigan Center here. I just think it's too easy for me to take them.
2:45 on Saturday. We'll be there, and we'll have the all-conference players.
That's right.
Well, looking forward to being there. So
yeah.
We'll have that live to cap off our live football schedule.
That's right.
On JTV. All right, college football, Michigan and Michigan State, the game.
Man.
Paul Bunyan.
That's right, Paul Bunyan on the line.
Number 25 Wolverines, Bryce Underwood's first MSU game in East Lansing. Couches will be burned. A whole lot of S will be talked between both teams.
It already has.
Yeah, already has. Look at my Facebook feed.
Yeah.
And Twitter's even.
Mm-hmm. No, I bet.
You know who I'm going with. Go Blue.
You know who I'm going with. Go Blue. You couldn't pay me to pick Michigan State in this.
No.
At least in some years, because obviously I hate Ohio State more than Michigan State, but in some years it's just kind of like if it's not going to be close, you're like, all right, I got to, who I think is going to win is Ohio State, but I want Michigan to win. I feel like every year, at least for a long time, it's been at least either close or Michigan is the heavy favorite. And this year, they're not losing this game. Not at all. So I'm taking Michigan here. That might age poorly, but I don't think it will. I think Michigan's got this.
I think you're safe.
Yeah.
All right, number 8, Ole Miss, going to Norman to take on the number 13 ranked Sooners. I said it on Saturday when I was at home. I said there's always one game a year Lane Kiffin does not win the game he needs to keep themselves in a race to make the playoff. And that's exactly what they just did and fumbled the bag this last game. So give me the Sooners.
I actually like I will take Ole Miss in this game, but I think putting the points they did on Georgia to me is impressive enough for me to take Ole Miss because, of course, I think Georgia's a really good football team. But so I'll take Ole Miss here. I think this is going to be a very, very fun game to watch. Other than Michigan State, this will be the most fun game to watch for college football this weekend. So I'm going to take Ole Miss here.
All right, the Pavia brothers and 10th ranked Vanderbilt welcome in the Missouri Tigers. Somebody's going to have to bail Diego Pavia out of jail Saturday night. Give me Vanderbilt.
I agree, and I will also take Vanderbilt here at home.
All right, number 3, Texas A&M going to Baton Rouge to take on Brian Kelly and LSU. Even Nick Laporte said it too. He doesn't like Brian Kelly either.
I appreciated that.
And I don't. Yeah, I appreciated it too. A&M's been playing really well. Them and Indiana are the 2 best teams in the country. Give me A&M.
A&M has been lights out, and I don't like Coach Kelly, so you know where I'm going. I'm going to be taking A&M here.
Now, our final college game. This was interesting. We were looking at this Big Ten matchup.
Yeah.
Washington's unranked. They're hosting number 23 Illinois, but Washington's the favorite. Spreads -4.5.
Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. I will take the Illini.
Same here. I don't think they've been extremely impressive, but I will take Illinois here. I think that spread doesn't quite make sense to me. So with that being my gut reaction, I got to take Illinois.
And let's go to the National Football
I do want to say that, well, you can finish and say league. Sorry to cut you off, but this week of NFL games, in my eyes,
I can't
is
swear
the worst
on here,
one.
but it's so poopy.
Wow, I'm gonna clip that for sure. We're gonna be using that in a lot of clips. This week I think is the worst week of NFL football that I've seen this year. There is some horrible matchups here.
This is true.
We somehow picked 5 games that looked interesting, but we barely did.
To me, only 1, 2 of these games look interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but, we tried to keep up with at least how we've been doing. Normally it's like we have to cut some games out that we think are going to be really good, but we just end up having to cut them out just based on time, and we don't want to flood the picks, but this week it was tough.
Yeah, we were scrapping the bottom of the ESPN app.
Yeah, you'll notice when we pick some of these games.
All right. Let's just do it.
Right,
They're terrible games. First, Cowboys-Broncos in Denver. Oh, God.
And that might be one of the more interesting matchups.
That's
of
one
all
of the only. That's one of the 2 games I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Broncos were down 32-0.
Yeah.
And came back and beat the Giants. Yep. That's how pathetic the Giants are.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to them in a minute,
yeah.
Unfortunately. But now the Cowboys just dominated Washington, which will have Washington in a second too.
CeeDee Lamb looked great in his return.
He's
Pickens
back.
is always good. They got a good running back. That team's offense looks pretty decent.
But I still hate the Cowboys.
Of course.
So give me Bo Nix and Sean Payton.
We're riding that momentum, that wave of momentum. Broncos country, let's ride. I'm taking the Broncos here.
All right, Bears and Caleb Williams taking on the Ravens. Lamar's not playing yet, but he did practice today for the first time.
That's a nice little step forward.
I hate the Bears, so give me the Ravens.
I don't hate the Bears like you hate the Bears.
You should.
But I'm just thinking about that Thanksgiving game against the Lions where they just ran out the clock. Do you remember that when they ran out the clock and they lost?
That.
Yeah. So it's hard to hate a team like that does that to you. But I'm going to take the Ravens here. I genuinely do think they're going to win this game, even though I think the Bears are much more improved from last year, and I think they are the third team in the North because I think the Vikings are just.
This could be a 12-9 game.
Yeah, I don't think this game's going to look great, but I think Derrick Henry has a pretty all-right game, and I think the Ravens' defense is better, is getting a little bit better, I think. So I'm going to take the Ravens here. I don't like this game. I'll just say that right now. I don't like it.
Besides the Green Bay game, I don't like any of these games. Giants-Eagles, we just saw that on Thursday night a few weeks ago. The Giants beating the Eagles at MetLife. I don't see the Giants beating the Eagles both games, so give me Philly.
I got to take Philly here. I don't think that they are exceptional this year. Last time I looked, they were like the 26th or 25th ranked offense in the league, which is crazy when you look at all those weapons and all those players that they have between Saquon and A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, all those guys. But I am going to be taking the Eagles here. I think this matchup just favors them. It's at home, so I got to take the Eagles.
All right, my favorite game of the week. This probably is the best NFL game on the schedule.
Of course, it's your favorite game of the week.
Well, no, it probably is. The other games are so bad.
You're right.
Sunday Night Football. Pittsburgh. My guy Aaron Rodgers facing against Green Bay for the first time since leaving Lambeau Field.
I didn't even think of this, actually. I was just thinking just the matchup between those two teams. I didn't think that storyline was a thing, but yeah, it is. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, I'll give you that.
Well, obviously you know who I'm going to take, but I'm still going to always root for Aaron Rodgers. He's, other than Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time. I will die on that hill. I've said it on the show. Go Pack.
Am I crazy for taking the Steelers here?
As much as I hate you for saying that,
I have it written down.
No, you're not, because Green Bay is. I know Green Bay, by the way, we're the number 1 seed in the NFC. Just putting that out there. But
you don't have to say that.
I even know we're the number 1 team in the NFC. We're not. Green Bay hasn't played well. It was really ugly against the Browns, tied with the Cowboys, and just pathetic against Arizona, even though one win's a win. So I don't hate you for picking them.
This might mess me up in the picks, but I'm going to take the Steelers here. Something about Aaron Rodgers with this grudge going up against them. I don't think...
You know he wants this game, too.
Yeah, I don't think the Steelers are exceptionally great. I think they've had some good matchups that they've been able to win. I don't think that they've had really any super impressive wins. The loss and the tie that the Packers had were not a good loss and a good tie for them. They should have won those games. They could easily be 6-0 right now, but I'm going to just take the Steelers based on that. I think Aaron Rodgers... This is the only game on the schedule he really circled and said, I have to win this game. And I don't know for sure, but I think maybe a win here would make it to where he wins against every team. It's possible. He's been in the league for so long. And if he's never beaten the Packers, this might do it. So I'm going to take the
This will be the
Steelers
only
here.
time he'll get to play him, too.
Yeah. So
probably.
Yeah, well, yeah, this isn't going to be the Super Bowl matchup. I can tell you that. But
no, if he plays next year.
Yeah, that's true. But he might be done. Who knows? I'll take the Steelers here. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'll take the Steelers here. We'll see what happens.
I hope you do regret.
I might.
All right. Thank you to Prate's Place, and Monday on our 100th show, which we'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
We will let you know how the Packers game ends up. And that's the Sunday night game, too.
Yeah, I like that that's the Sunday night game. Nice prime time. Mike Tirico. I like it.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you to Prate's Place. When we come back, we will give you a little taste of what's to come live on Friday on JTV. It's not football. It's a special event. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back on JTV. I'm going to keep this a little bit shorter. Thank you again to Prate's Place we'll have a little something for them coming up very soon.
That's right. That's
on
right.
the show. So very excited for that. A couple of big things coming up I want to tell you about. We've been talking about the conference championship. Again, that's at 2:45 Saturday. College Chevrolet pregame show. I'm excited to be on the call with Matthew Kibbe
Woo!
and Max Fritz.
The dream team.
That's right. The A team.
That's right.
No, I'm
At least this week. It's the only
Yeah.
team, but it's the A team.
based on previous occurrences. No. Wow, I'm not lying. We miss you, Josh.
Yeah, I wish it could be a four person team if we had Josh there as well.
Yes, but I know Josh will be watching.
Yes, he will.
So hope to see you soon. Saturday we'll have that at 3:00, and we will have highlights and photos and everything from the game online afterwards at JTV.tv. And so by the time the game's over, you can go to Parade's Place, pick up your Michigan State food,
Yep.
your meals and your beverages and everything for the game, and then go home and turn the game on.
Yeah, and I bet you that they'll have it up there as well.
They will
so
have it on there.
Stay there, hang out for a little bit, and watch Michigan State. It's a great place. I mean, where we were sitting was perfect, right in front of the bar, right in front of the TVs.
You
know?
can get there early, and maybe they can turn on the Cascades
bet you they would.
Championship at 3:00, and then Michigan State at 7:30.
So what I'm saying is just stay there the entire day.
Yeah.
Hang out there the entire day, eat some food, get some drinks, hang out in a really cool environment, watch all the sports that you want. I mean, that's the place to go.
And if it's not raining, if it's not too cold, they have outdoor seating
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
So,
that's right.
before we go here, my last nugget.
No, he's back with the Nuggets.
Here,
This is a good nugget, though.
It is. This week we've been celebrating 25 years of JTV. So if you've watched Bart Hawley's show or the morning show, they've been talking about it, and throughout this week, they've been showing some old archival pictures. I've seen a lot more than we've shown on Smug Mug and other behind-the-scenes places. There's some really great ones on there, and there's probably a few we don't want to show the world.
Yeah, that we can't.
That we're not allowed to. But number one, Noah had a really good wardrobe back in the day with his Charlie Sheen.
Oh, man.
shirts.
Unbelievable. Yeah, some of those pictures of Noah were awesome.
Follow me on Twitter.
Yep.
But no, that wasn't my
Oh,
my
okay. I
main
thought it
point.
was.
But we're gonna be live on Friday. Normally, besides football or any sports, you may have noticed by now we're not live on Fridays.
Yeah, that's to give us, pull back the curtain. That's to give us a little bit more time with setup and doing all that stuff for football. So we
And to work
obviously
on
appreciate that.
other
Yeah, of
things.
course, when it's in the off season. But so we obviously appreciate that. But this is a special thing we got going on.
Yep, Friday live from Ellis Sharp Museum, 1 to 3 p.m. And then after that, big party,
Woo!
3 to 6
Yep.
p.m. But on that note, with the 25 years, this is my 7th football season. I started during basketball, so really be my 8th basketball season. But 7-8 years, that I've been here. Even in the time I've been here, the changes that we've made and the upgrades and everything, so much better.
And even, from sports to even like just being in this room, right? Like this again, I know we've talked about this before, but
I mean, this was a tape closet.
Yeah,
like what you're looking at up here. I mean, there were shelves right here. Just all tapes and old footage.
Yeah.
So to see, what it is now is great.
And it's like, we spent months and months going through and archiving all that stuff, putting that all stuff in the proper areas that it needs to be, and then turning this and just having the ability, them letting us being able to get the equipment, turn this into a podcast studio. That's just one small thing combined with sports, with all the shows. The quality of everything has just crazy gone up since even I started here. And I started here a year after you, from when you were here, from before that. I mean, it's crazy. And you'll see some of that evolution I was working with Brandon. He's been the one doing all the highlight video packages for the anniversary. So sitting there with him and looking at some of them, it's just crazy to see the evolution of JTV.
Yeah. And I want to give a few thank yous too. I know we're
Yeah.
running out of time
No,
here, but I
feel
want to
free.
give some thank yous. Number one, before I give the thank yous, though, just the evolution of everything when I first started. When I first started here, for those that have watched JTV or our sports broadcast for a long time, we were all taped games.
Yeah.
Um,
And standard definition.
yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, it was all SD, tape delayed. So the game we would do on Friday night for football, we would have 2 games, sometimes 3, 4, depending on staff, whatever. We'd have several games per Friday, tape delayed. I can't give credit enough to Brandon and everybody else in our history from those games coming back to the studio all overnight
Yeah.
into the next day, right up
Oh.
until the first game airs on
Yeah.
TV at 1 o'clock. So by the time we get to the stadium or the school for football at 5 or 5:30 on that Friday, they're working all the way until late morning, early afternoon on Saturday to get the game on at 1. And that's how it was for 22 years,
Yeah.
21 years. And then after COVID, that's really where it started with being able to do games live because not everybody was able to obviously be in the gym.
Exactly. And then it was the equipment, getting the equipment for that. And, that was Noah sitting in the stands, with his computer and everything, tied into us, trying to cut the show there to the production truck, which I know you'll talk about and all that stuff from this point. But I remember for some of those games editing, I was here till like 6, 7 in the morning the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Still editing them.
I mean, you
falling
guys would be
asleep at my desk.
sleeping here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So this is definitely, we're happy that we have this now instead.
And then you fast forward, to that, from that to where we are now.
Yeah.
And the big thank you to Mid-Michigan Trailers for the production trailer. Mark Konopacki, Minuteman,
The All-Star.
M&K.
Yep.
Everything he does, not just for JTV, but for the community.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you, Mark. We appreciate you very, very much, more than I have time to mention here. So I want to give a big shout out to him as well. And all of our sponsors,
Yep.
previous sponsors that were with us, sponsors that are with us now, anybody in the future that wants to continue to join us in what we're doing. And also with my thank yous. One, thank you to the former sports commentators that were here before me and the guys we have now that have really helped pave the way for what I'm able to do and the rest of our guys to do now.
Yeah.
I'm going to leave names out, and I hate doing that, and I apologize.
Oh, you have a
but
list though.
yeah, just some of the former
Yeah.
sports commentators from JTV. I mean, Bill Boyer, Matt Green, Mike Moore, Eric Shaw, Larry Jacobson, Jim Francis, Matt Lehman, the mayor of Concord,
That's
has
right.
done games with us before. Any of our fill-ins from previous years. And, of course, my guy, I learned from the best. Even though most games it's David Rice and Josh Brigette, to me it will always be Joel Freeland
Yep.
and Josh Brigette. I learned from the best. We miss you, Joel. We love you. And, wouldn't be where we're at without him.
I mean-
so I wanted to thank everybody.
Yeah.
And Gabe Schrei.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna bring up Gabe.
Pat O'Dowd, Matt Kibbe,
Dan Gallagher. Of
Dan
course.
Gallagher.
Yeah.
He needs to work on his reading. Max Fritz.
Yeah.
Anybody.
Yeah.
So thank you.
For sure.
And a thank you to the Hawley
Of
family.
course. That's what I was
Bart.
gonna say. Yep.
And Karen, Andy and Joe. When I first started here, they took a chance. I mean, if you know me or I'm younger, obviously, I would hope you'd figure that
Yeah.
out by now.
How old were you when you started? I'm just curious. Like your first game?
14?
Wow. Yeah.
They took a chance on a 14-year-old kid and me to be able to throw a headset on and just be on TV and talk basketball. My second ever game on JTV was a freshman from Ypsilanti, Lincoln by the name of Amani Bates, and he came to play at Jackson High School.
Yep.
Man, that gym,
It was rocking.
Man, was rocking the
Yeah.
gym, and he dropped 30-something points that game. Did some crazy dunk,
That's pretty cool.
and then a few months later, a few days after Kobe passed, the game at Spring Arbor University, Ypsi Lincoln,
that's the one I remember.
against Jay High, and that place was rocking.
Oh, yeah.
And Amani wore 24 that game. I didn't get a chance to do that game. I watched though.
Yeah, me too.
That was one of
Yep.
our first ever live games.
Yep.
But you know, just want to give a thank you to the Hollies, and given a 14-year-old kid like me, an 8th grader from Grass Lake, who had never even really talked or even, I mean, I kind of had an interest. Like, where my interest really started, not to keep going on and on, but, I mean, when I was younger, elementary, middle school, whatever, it really got started for me doing this kind of thing in communications. I mean, I would do, like at lunch, I would share the weather for the class.
What? I didn't know about this.
On the smartboard with the pen, and you can write on it. You know
No
what I'm talking
way, yeah.
Yeah, I would do the weather. And that's really where it started. And I've always liked seeing the legends like Al Michaels and Jim Nantz and Mike Tirico and all the other, you know, huge commentators. That's what I wanted to do eventually. And I think it was 2018. It was somewhere around Christmas. We were at a luncheon, me and my dad at Grand River Brewery, and these two dudes, Bart and Andy Hawley, who had already known my dad, came up and talked to us, and that's the first time I met them, and here we are.
Yeah.
So
And-
I have to thank the Hawley family and everything and all the opportunities that they've given me. So thank you very much. We love you guys.
I was going to say, and on top of that, too, 99 episodes into your own show as well. So on top of all
Yes.
the announcing, we're at 99, about to be episode 100. So that's pretty
Season
cool.
8 of basketball for D. Rice coming up. But this week we have the Cascades Championship.
Yeah, big week.
25th anniversary. Next week is the Rec Bowl and the 100th D. Rice Show.
Yeah. Can you believe it?
Time flies
Yes.
by.
Yes, it does.
7th football season for me. So I had to give a thank you
Yeah,
to
no,
everybody.
that was
And
perfect.
I hope you can join us live 1 to 3 p.m. From Ella Sharp.
And we'll have if you're, if you're busy or something, can't be there or can't watch,
You can watch the show back.
We'll throw it up online so everybody can watch that as
yeah.
well. So
And then
make
any
sure everybody sees it.
Family, friends, any supporters, sponsors, anything that's helped JTV
Yeah.
and any impact, even small, that you've made, you can join us afterwards as well.
Big thanks.
3 to 6. So I wanted to give a thank you to the Hawley family
Yes.
and everything that they've been given me an opportunity to do. So now we can wrap up.
There we go. I like it.
Thank you to the Hawleys. We will see you Saturday for the Cascades Championship,
Woo.
Friday at Ella Sharp,
Woo.
and then we'll see you again Monday for episode 100,
100.
brought to you by the Insurance Circle Agency. Talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.